おはよう、リンゴ。
おはよう、フィグ。
気分はどうですか？
まるで世界は5分前に作られたって気分。
Alright guys, first things first. Atlas just released a brand new trailer on Soul Hackers 2. Said the new game takes place in the mid-21st century where now a scientist called Aeon watches over the world. See, Soul Hackers 2, weirdly enough, is actually a sequel to Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers almost 30 years back, 25 though, I'm just exaggerating, and said this game's on its way to all consoles and PCs come August 26 this year. Check this out.
せっかく殺したのだからちゃんと死んだままでいてもらわないと困る。きっとまだ間に合う。君たちは間に合わない。運命は変えられない。
やめて言わないで。嘘。
相手は最強のサマナーだ。勝てない喧嘩は売らないようにしようぜ。なんだあれ、怪しいな。
怪しくありません。フィグです。
とりあえず撃っとくか。
大した覚悟だ。
あなたもまたサマナーの業に囚われているんですね。
リンゴ、このままだとあなたまで。私の手を取って。そうすればもう一度やり直すことができる。
If the will to fight still lingers within you, then accept my offer and join me.
Alright guys, a couple of weeks ago, and like I mentioned earlier, I don't know how I actually missed out on this one, but Square Enix announced a brand new Valkyrie game going by Elysium, which is supposedly a spin-off of Valkyrie Profile from all the way back almost 25 years ago. This is the trailer, and the game itself is coming to the PlayStation consoles and PCs only this time around and sometime later this year.
All we hold precious lies on the brink of annihilation. Become my tool of intervention and save this world from doom.
At number 3, it's Star Ocean: The Divine Force. An entirely new entry in the series, obviously, touted as a choice-driven sci-fi fantasy semi-open world game and one with the fastest and mightiest gameplay the series has ever seen to date. Divine Force, the latest if not the last chapter in the Star Ocean franchise, will upgrade from the PlayStation 4 to 5 for free and set to be coming out to every single consoles in addition to PCs in about a few months from now. Check it out.
Damn near the full Federation fleet's moving in on us.
Wish I could say we're good, but the Fed saw to it we aren't.
The crew of the Aegis needs you. Good luck, Ray.
You seek only to devour this world.
I am certain your journey into the stars above will bring hope to the future of this world, Your Highness.
Spare me your self-righteousness. I shall be saved by mine own hands.
If humanity should persist as it has, never will it find total freedom from sorrow. What hope do we hold should they descend upon us now?
If you dare turn your back to this, I swear I'll destroy the Federation ship by ship until there's not a damn thing left!
A couple of weeks back, Granblue Fantasy Relinks developers went on and revealed that they're currently working on this long awaited JRPG for, well, technically speaking, PlayStation 4 and 5 only at this point, and said more details in terms of gameplay and a release date is on the way in the following months. I would say likely a 2022 release as well, and that is pretty much it. Here's a trailer that shows off a mix of cutscene and combat for those of you who actually missed out on this one.
You all know the target. Shiva's dominant. And only the dominant.
How do we even know the girl will be among us?
Our kind do not question orders, we follow them.
Alright guys, for those of you who've been eagerly waiting to hear more on Final Fantasy XVI, besides the fact that Square Enix has been dead quiet about the new game since reveal, and that it wasn't included in the state of play this past week, and the fact that the game is actually delayed, Square Enix actually announced that this game's next big reveal would be sometime in spring of 2022, which we just basically entered. So keep it in mind and make sure to stay tuned for any kinds of news here regarding Final Fantasy XVI in the coming months.
Let's draw swords to our cause!
What does it matter? It was the Dalmex who drove back the Crusaders in the Battle of the Twin Realms, was it not?
Without the blessing of the Mother Crystal, we cannot defend our realm from the spread of the Blight.
So, they're setting the Dragoons. Imperial Vipers. Do they really mean to invade us?
The Archduke's son.
Phoenix.
Alright guys, this is almost 6 years since Dragon Quest XI, but we finally got confirmation that the next Dragon Quest game, going by Dragon Quest XII, The Flames of Fate, is now on its way to the Nintendo Switch as well. See, Flames of Fate actually uses Unreal Engine 5 this time around as the first project to do so in its series, the gameplay of which we also suspect to be very different too. Unfortunately though, a release date or a window for this game is still yet to be announced.
Fighting in order to live, and living to fight. That's the way of our world. Ionios.
Tell me, what would possess you to side with them?
We're fighting because there are enemies to kill.
I refuse to believe you're him.
I knew it. I saw this coming.
You're not enemies.
Now.
We have Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which is currently set to launch during September this year, but there's a good chance that this game will actually get pushed back to even later. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a JRPG at heart, from a series of critically acclaimed RPGs by Monolith Soft, and one that actually comes with some superior combat system out of any other mainly open world games that are actually JRPGs as well, and now a Nintendo Switch exclusive as well. Check it out.
Not these flickering clocks in our eyes. It will never replace the friends we've lost. The flame clock, it has to go.
Ouroboros abhor this world. They must be erased without a trace.
To have its soil stained with the blood of battle.
We've finally been called up.
We're up against the Empire's main arm.
We are to eradicate every last Imperial who comes ashore.
About 10 days ago, at the Sony State of Play, Square Enix announced a brand new strategy tactics IP called the Diofield Chronicle. They said this game is set to be released later this year, and for the PlayStation 4, 5, the Xbox consoles, the Nintendo Switch, and PCs as well. Check it out. The trailer they came up with, however, includes both cinematic and gameplay. It's a good one.
We're going to retake it.
This is our chance while they're all assembled. We should send our best and crush them.
That's right. All the more reason to avoid bloodshed.
It also likely means that we're in danger.
I suppose it is the only way for us to survive.
Alright, coming up next, it's the remake of 1988's Dragon Quest III, which will be rendered in the HD 2D style of games such as Triangle Strategy, which case you're familiar with. Anyway, the game was announced last year, going by Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake, obviously, and apparently going to be revealed once again later this year with a release window at last. What we do know now is that it's actually coming to every single console, in addition to PCs and the Nintendo Switch, whenever it does arrive. Check it out. So, NIS America then came up with a brand new trailer on The Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero, the first game in the Crossbow duo and the fourth game in its long running series as well. This one over here will actually give you a real good idea of what the JRPG here is all about, so go ahead and watch closely in case you're hyped about. This game is coming to PCs, the PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch September 27 this year. Coming up next, it's Yuden Chronicles 100 Heroes, the upcoming Suikoden spiritual successor from last year that actually gathered 10 times its initial goal and about $5 million of fund through Kickstarter, something that actually never happened in history. This game is a JRPG and a turn-based game in which you could recruit, well, 100 heroes basically, with a 2.5 dimensional visual style at heart. Check it out. This game was initially a PC exclusive and now coming to every single console, including the Nintendo Switch, sometime next year. Alright guys, if you like 90s inspired RPGs, and why the hell wouldn't you anyway, Sacrifier is exactly that. It is headed to all consoles and PCs, in addition to the Nintendo Switch, either late this year or early next year. Here's the thing, if you like, you can actually support this game through a Kickstarter campaign, which is still live, and to accompany this console's announcement, they also came up with a brand new trailer for the game. Check it out in case you missed it.
We remember when you came to us. You were special. You came with a gift.
On the other hand, guys, it's Rune Factory 5. For those of you new, basically, a spin-off of Story of Seasons, action RPG, and at the same time, farming sim formula. And well, about a decade almost since its predecessor, Rune Factory 4. Now, this new game, however, Rune Factory 5, is a Switch exclusive this time around and will take place in a village called Rigbarth, where you take control of a ranger, fight, and collect crops, basically. Check it out, this game will release in about 2 days from now.
We'll need gifted ones like you. Help our town flourish again. Nurture your farmland. And forge new friendships. Here, you will find yourself. Together, we will restore peace to all in Rigbarth and beyond.
Alright guys, we have Sea of Stars, a retro-inspired RPG from the developers of The Messenger. See, Sea of Stars has been in the works since 2017 actually. Simply put, if the thought of a retro 2D RPG just like the old Chrono Trigger game and the addition of a soundtrack by the same gods composed for the original Chrono Trigger games makes you wanna do something now, just go ahead and make sure you keep an eye out for this one in the coming month. Sea of Stars we know releases into PCs, consoles, in addition to the Nintendo Switch whenever it does arrive. And last but not least, it's the Chrono Cross makeover we're about to have hands-on in about a couple of weeks from now. Square Enix, to make sure that actually happens, will then release a few new trailers for the game, in addition to the fact that the Radical Dreamers edition comes with visual improvements and a better sound quality, better character design, and a lot more. Check it out, this game is coming to PCs and consoles April 7.